Coming up tonight on the news at 6. The governor toured a Keystone Pipeline site today. What he had to say after President Joe Biden revoked the permit awarded to TransCanada. Plus,
it just means so much. You know, these guys are so important to us.
Local law enforcement join in on some Special Olympics fun. How you can join in on the action too.
From Montana's news leader, this is MTN News at 6.
Good evening. Welcome to the news at 6. I'm Marian Davidson. Thanks for joining us. Well, today we had the opportunity to hop on the governor's plane and head to Phillips County, where Keystone Pipeline work was taking place. President Joe Biden revoked the permit awarded to TransCanada. Now, the pipeline would have cut through parts of eastern Montana, and the project has support from members of both parties in the state. Without this project, we are talking about property tax revenue losses upwards of $55 million in the first year of operation across 27 counties. Tonight, Governor Greg Gianforte affirms his support of restarting the Keystone XL pipeline. MTN's Coulter Anstadt reports.
Could you talk again about the impact of this executive order on Barnard Construction?
Governor Greg Gianforte made 3 stops Friday, all focused on hearing directly from those impacted by President Joe Biden's Keystone XL pipeline decision. The first stop was a pipe yard in Phillips County.
I don't want to reveal the number, but it's hundreds of millions of dollars we've lost on this project.
Gianforte met with the president of Barnard Pipeline, a company laying some of the pipeline through the state.
This year, the first time in 46 years, we'll probably lay off 40 to 50 people. You can drive from here in the border to Nebraska and stop in every little town along the way, and you're going to find support for this project all the way through with the local people. It's devastating.
There's no good reason why Montanans have lost their jobs and are sitting at home right now, except that President Biden is trying to make a political statement and pandering to environmental extremists.
Would have quadrupled the size of your co-op.
Correct.
In terms of customer base.
The next stop was a pole yard owned by Big Flat Electric Co-op. Employees talked about the impact of not being able to supply electricity to pipeline pump stations.
This would have stabilized rates across at least a 3-county region.
Correct.
Here, and that probably replicates itself all along the pipeline,
right.
all the way
you're
down.
talking Norval, Macomb, and Tongue River. So it's not just northeast corner. It goes all the way down to the southern border of Montana. So it's affecting us directly in Blaine, Phillips, and Valley, but it's affecting Montana.
Alan, what would you want to say to the Biden administration?
Well, what can we do to have you reconsider?
The final stop of the day was a roundtable discussion in Glasgow with a wide array of community members.
The economic impact to our community alone is well into the millions of dollars.
And now I have to look at the financial end of the school district and see where, if we can continue to hire teachers.
Gianforte says he hopes the community testimony will help put a face to the issue and, in turn, help encourage President Biden to reverse his decision. In Glasgow, Coulter Anstadt, MTN News.
All right, Curtis, well, it's nice and toasty and warm here in the studio, but what is it doing out there right now?
Yeah, room temperature inside here. I think I've got a thermometer set at about 72 in here, but good evening, everybody. It's not as warm outside, though. Check out East Glacier here. In between Cut Bank and East Glacier, we've had some gusts 50 to 60 miles per hour. Looks like visibility reduced in the area because of blowing snow. And winter weather advisory for Cut Bank and East Glacier and the Rocky Mountain front out through Great Falls, although we didn't have too much in the way of blowing snow in Great Falls today. The winter weather advisory goes for another couple of hours here, but beyond that, the wind will get stronger. Now, you can see how much of the state is under a high wind watch. This will go into effect Sunday morning and continue all the way through Tuesday morning. We've been lucky, I guess, not seeing much in the way of strong wind here recently. Of course, it was 30, 40 below in some areas. But now we got rid of the cold and we welcome back the wind. Tonight, the slushy conditions out there are already starting to get slippery, so please be careful. Ice will be redeveloping where we had some melting going on. This weekend, especially late in the weekend, gusts between 60 and 90 miles per hour. Yeah, some pretty strong winds. And February, believe it or not too far away from the beginning of March and meteorological spring. I'll let you know how February finishes up. That's coming up.
All right, thanks, Curtis. Helena Public Schools leaders chose a new superintendent. The school board voted this afternoon to start negotiating a contract with internal candidate Rex Welts. Now, he is currently the principal of Rossiter Elementary School, and before that was the superintendent of the Polson School District. The other finalist was Kevin Etten, and he was the superintendent of the Bayfield School District in Colorado. Trustees said both were very strong candidates, but they chose Welts because of his innovative ideas, ability to work as a team, and the success he has already had in the district. Now, if the district and Welts agree on a contract, the board could get final approval as soon as next month. Taking a look at the state's COVID-19 situation, active cases continue to drop here in Montana, sitting at just over 2,300. Just over 200 additional COVID-19 cases were reported in Montana today, and right now 96 people are hospitalized with the virus. 2 more deaths were reported today, which brings the statewide death total to 1,351. MTN uses a combination of state and local data to report COVID-19 cases and deaths here in Montana. A team of Helena police officers and county sheriff's deputies all participated and got creative in this year's virtual Sweethearts Passion Plunge. MTN's Alexia Guayo has the story.
There's nothing like jumping in the snow to make angels when you have the proper clothing on, like these men do not. Things can get a little chilly, but luckily for these men, they have experience handling hard challenges. They all work in local law enforcement agencies, except for this gentleman, Cody Coleman.
I've done basketball, track, and bowling. I've done Special Olympics 10 years.
Cody is a Special Olympics Montana athlete of 10 years. He's supported the organization, and this year is no different. Despite the polar plunge being virtual, it still doesn't stop Cody and his team from plunging.
That was not cool. Oh, it just means so much. You know, these guys are so important to us, and Cody and I have been hanging out for a few years now together and doing things, and I just like seeing him succeed, and it makes them feel so good to get together and succeed together, and I think it's important that we support that.
Cody reached his team goal of raising $900, and there's still time left in the event.
I want to have everybody support the Special Olympics. Go online and support the Special Olympics.
And remember, it's not too late for you to get creative in this year's virtual plunge. The last day to submit videos is February 21st. Making snow angels in Helena, Alexia Guayo, MTN News.
Well, the Montana VA is working to raise awareness about heart health, especially among women. While heart disease is sometimes thought of as primarily affecting men, it is actually the leading cause of death for women in the United States. The VA says signs of heart issues may not be as noticeable in women, so big things to watch for are dull or sharp pain in the chest, shoulder or back pain, extreme fatigue, and shortness of breath even without chest pain. Now, the best way to avoid heart issues is to take preventative steps like dieting, managing stress, quitting smoking, and talking to a doctor about your risks.
Obviously, if they think it's an emergency, call 911. But if they have questions, concerns, anything like that, certainly call their primary care provider, their PAC team, a member of their PAC team, and they'd be able to help them out.
All month, VA staff are wearing red to raise awareness and are holding a health fair next week for staff and patients. And also next week, the VA will hold a virtual town hall on their social media to answer questions about COVID-19 vaccines. And still ahead on the news at 6, the latest on Brody, the pup that's been on everyone's mind after he ran away from a car crash on I-90 near Butte.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching MTN News at 6.
Welcome back to the news at 6. We have some very good news for you tonight. Remember Brody, the lost dog who ran away after a car crash on I-90 near Butte? Well, he has finally been found. MTN's Caitlin Aguiles captured the moment that he was brought to the vet.
I'm outside Butte Veterinary Center where, at around noon, rescuers brought Brody, the lost puppy who captured the hearts of Butte citizens. An update from the veterinary center said that Brody is in good condition. This is the moment rescuers brought Brody to the veterinary center to get checked in. Just before rescuers captured Brody, I spoke to the vet on standby to talk about what to expect when Brody was brought in.
If there is medical attention needed when he is, I guess, captured. So yeah, we're just prepared for any treatment necessary or stabilization or rehydrating, anything that would be necessary. So yeah, it has become quite a human interest story indeed.
Brody went missing when his owners were in an accident with a semi on I-90 near Homestake Pass. He was located on Valentine's Day, and rescuers had been trying to capture him since then. Rescuers declined to do an interview, saying that bringing the dog home is more important than their story of rescuing him. In Butte, Caitlin Aguilas, MTN News.
All right, now with another look at the weather, here's Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenitz.
Don't you just love the happy animal stories? Not so happy maybe over Monida Pass. It wasn't so bad maybe where you live here today, but if you travel this weekend, the weather will turn windy and blowing snow will be an issue. I'll have the weekend forecast for you coming up next.
Tracker weather starts now with Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenitz.
Welcome back. Happy Friday, everybody. It certainly is nice to see a little light in the sky here after about 6:15. Certainly a sign that spring is not too far off. Great Falls 34 degrees, west winds 20 miles per hour. It's been a windy day, but excuse me, nothing like what it will be coming up here this Sunday. In Helena, looking off towards the west, can't really see the Continental Divide because of a snow shower up on the divide. 38 degrees in Helena. The wind just beginning to pick up here a skosh. Temperatures in the 20s and the 30s. Most locations were above freezing for the first time today. Now we're looking at temperatures dropping below the freezing point. Watch for a little refreezing of some wet surfaces out there. And there's the wind, 20, 21, 20, 38. Yeah, it's windy, but again, the wind will intensify as we go through the weekend, specifically Sunday. That's when the wind really arrives. For tomorrow, a breezy day, I'm going to call it. Gusts maybe up to 20 or 30 miles per hour, but look at the wind by midnight tomorrow night and then throughout a lot of the state here on Sunday. That's where that wind will be pretty strong. The worst wind up on the Rocky Mountain front, as it almost always is. But for the immediate future, still looking at the winter weather advisory, blowing snow. Not much blowing snow around Great Falls here today, but heading from Sunday through Monday into Tuesday morning. You can see how much of the area is under a high wind watch. It would not surprise me if from Havre all the way out through Glasgow we get included in this high wind watch. But there you can see where the gusts could get up to 90 miles per hour, maybe even 95 miles per hour up there around the East Glacier area. We've got a few snow showers, had a few snow showers move through the state today, a couple right on the Rocky Mountain front, and then a few maybe over around the Smith River, and a couple of those snow showers here working their way down the Continental Divide in between Lincoln and Avon. We've got some snow out there around Helmville, Great Divide picking up some snow, a little snow around Ellison through Garrison Junction, all the way out through Drummond. So be careful on Interstate 90, it's picking up a little snow. And a large part of the country starting to quiet down, calm down here after, of course, that Arctic air really enveloped most of the lower 48 states here in some really, really cold stuff and also some snow. For the rest of this evening, there will be a few snow showers west and south of Helena. Could have a few flakes come through town, but elsewhere, most of the state looking dry. Heading into Saturday, there could be a few clouds early on, but I think a lot of us will see sunshine tomorrow. A good amount of sunshine around Great Falls and Havre and Lewistown. There will be a few snow showers in the mountains near Helena, maybe working out to as far east as the Little Belt Mountains tomorrow afternoon. Just a few flakes of snow. And it will be a breezy day, but again, the real wind begins to ramp up as we get into Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening into Monday. So just keep that in mind as you make your outdoor plans. Snowfall amounts tonight, light south of Helena. There are the Elkhorns up on the Occidental Plateau. There could be a little in the way of some accumulation, light accumulation, and then through Saturday afternoon, a few mountain snow showers as well. Here's the forecast for tonight. Maybe a few flakes up there around Choteau, but most of the highline will be dry and not too terribly windy. Temperatures down into the teens. About a week ago, we were still 10, 20, even 30 degrees below zero. And we'll be in the teens to about 20 degrees, and watch out for some slick roads in the higher terrain closer to the Continental Divide. Here's the forecast for tomorrow. A breezy day, not a real vicious windy day. Temperatures in the 30s for the most part, with some sunshine, and there will be some snow showers in the western mountains. For Sunday, this is when that wind really starts to get cranking throughout the afternoon and the evening. And we could have some gusts again up on the Rocky Mountain front, 80, 90, 95 miles an hour. Blowing snow, still a possibility here on Sunday, although the temperatures are warming up, so the snow won't be as fluffy. It'll be a little more heavy and condensed, hopefully, by that time. Into Monday, we're in the warm sector of the storm, 40s and a couple of 50s even out there. A little mix of rain and snow later into the evening, a light mix of rain and snow. And there will be some snow showers across much of Montana as we go into Tuesday behind the cold front. Here's the 7-day forecast for Helena. So a little warmer as we get into Sunday and Monday. That coincides with the wind increasing. Tuesday, some snow showers, and a few more snow showers on Wednesday and Friday of next week. Next weekend is the final weekend of February. Looks like we could have another surge of some cold Canadian air headed our way. And for Great Falls, a windy day tomorrow, but it gets real windy. One of those windy days Sunday, also into Monday, and then colder with snow showers likely on Tuesday.
All right, thanks, Curtis. Coming up, looking to the future and reflecting on the past after senior night for Bruin girls basketball.
Montana's news leader. You're watching MTN News at 6.
Welcome back to the news at 6. Well, Thursday night before their matchup with Kalispell Flathead, the Helena Capital girls basketball team had their senior night. MTN's Sam Hoyle talked with a few of the seniors about their experience so far this season.
As the regular season begins to wind down for the Helena Capital girls basketball team, this season was far from the ordinary and anything from what senior Audrey Hofer expected, but she's thankful for the experience.
It's definitely been a lot different than I ever thought my senior year would be. Just like from the fans to like how our practices are run and all those things, it's a lot different than how I ever expected it to be. But I'm really appreciative to everyone who's still made it like some kind of normal.
While this season did have some positive, it did also have its drawbacks, like the limited fans and the changes to trips out of town, said senior Carly Gross.
Crosstown was really sad, and just not having any fans and even your own family not being able to be there sometimes. It's really weird. I probably won't miss that part of it. Like going and even like overnight trips, we weren't able to do those this year, and those are a super fun part of the season.
And though this season was certainly one the Helena Capital seniors won't forget, Keaton Sayers noted she has another memory she'll never forget, one the Bruins hopefully can pursue again.
When the state tournament got shut down for COVID, we all got to go back to the gym, and we kind of cut down the nets, and it was just kind of a memory that probably none of us will ever forget.
The Bruins' next test will come on Saturday when they head to Kalispell to take on the Glacier Wolfpack. For MTN Sports, I'm Sam Hoyle.
All right, and we'll wrap things up here on the news at 6 when we come back.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching MTN News at 6.
Welcome back, everyone. U.S. fish and wildlife scientists may have brought us one step closer to Jurassic Park. Meet Elizabeth Ann, a black-footed ferret. Elizabeth Ann is the first endangered species that has been cloned. She was born back on December 10th, and her DNA has been duplicated from the genes of an animal that died more than 30 years ago. Elizabeth Ann was born and is being raised in a black-footed ferret breeding facility in Colorado. Scientists are breeding these animals so they don't go extinct, and they believe a lack of genetic diversity poses a threat to the environment and to the planet.
Didn't they watch Jurassic Park? I mean, the dinosaurs win at the end. Sorry to ruin it for you there, folks. McDonald Pass, this is, the image is frozen here. If you were to take a live look on the Montana Department of Transportation website right now, there is a lot of snow coming down here on McDonald Pass. The visibility has been reduced. And speaking of reduced visibility because of blowing snow, it's a possibility in Great Falls tomorrow and also Sunday. Monday's a very windy day. Get ready for a lot of wind here this weekend, especially though Sunday night into Monday.
All right, and that does it for the news at 6. We'll be back here to close out your week with the news at 10, your local news and weather. We'll see you then.